Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet a owner of a modeling agency who has a very different approach to her industry. She says, don't be a model, be a role model. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So if there's a stereotype for the modeling industry, it's kind of all beauty, no brains. And someone who's out to change that narrative is my next guest, Alice Laura. She's the owner of Alice Laura's Models. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm fascinated by your journey. So tell us more first about your company. What does your company do?
So we are a modeling agency and staffing agency, and we place models for all kinds of upscale events, trade shows, but we also do the traditional modeling jobs, fashion shows, and photo shoots.
And your motto is not just another pretty face, right? So the models that you're attracting into your company can have a conversation with a client or hold their own at a guest event.
Exactly. It's very important for us that they are all-rounded human beings, that they are highly educated, very classy, that they maybe speak more than one language, that they're able to really be of value for the company they work with.
Wow, it's very inspirational. As we were doing research for the show, my producer found a great video. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
Amazing. It was an incredible evening.
I mean, the dresses, everything, the models did a great job. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a fairy tale experience. The location, the venue, beautiful.
The vibe between all the models together, it was quite amazing.
Yes, everyone was so nice and polite. It was great.
I think most importantly, the cause. Domestic violence and bringing women together, that was the most beautiful thing of this event. Yes, absolutely.
Wow, very impressive. So we've all been to these high-end events here in Dallas-Fort Worth in which you do see these beautiful people. Tell us how your company works with the event to create an amazing experience.
So it's just about serving the client, their needs, being able to hold a conversation, being able to be of value, be of service, be outgoing, be engaging with the client, with the guest of the event, be able to explain the product if it's a product demonstration, be able to actually translate if they speak another language, or be very classy and very representative for the company. Yeah.
And you kind of stumbled into this yourself, right?
Exactly.
You
yes.
speak 6 languages. Tell us how the agency began.
Yeah, so I was working as a model myself, and I noticed that a lot of times the model was just standing around, especially at events, without anything like specific to do, just looking pretty and not being really of value for the client or for the company. And while I was working, I always wanted to do something else, right? I was in university, I was studying myself, and I knew much more than just like looking pretty and standing around or being objectified. So I always took the initiative, and I started actually doing tasks and explaining the products, even if it was like a mobile phone or anything. knowing the technical details and learning about it. Or sometimes I was at an event where we had like international clients where they spoke French and Spanish, and so I took the initiative and started to translate for my clients, for the company, so they could do business, they could do more sales, they could get a lot of leads at a trade show, for instance. And yeah, I think it's also very important that if you represent or sell your product, you want to have like a classy individual to represent your company. Absolutely. And not only like a short dress or something like that.
Yes, and I can see why you're so successful. We're going to put some pictures up on the screen of some events that you've held in the past, and you can see diversity. You just have a bunch of classy
at the
people.
Peru Museum.
Yeah, and this is cool. So you work with people who not only have an event, but maybe a product or a service.
Exactly.
That's awesome. How about this one?
This was for You Beauty. She's a very well-known cosmetic brand, and they did like a high-end event, and they hired our male models to represent the product in a very classy and elegant way.
Very cool.
This was at the Dallas Market Center for Terry John dresses. It's also a high fashion brand, and they hired one of our models. And this was at the fashion show. We saw the video.
Yes.
And we placed all the models for the runway show, and they had a great time doing it, and they were so excited. Yeah,
that's wonderful. Well, I know you're very particular about the people that you bring into your company. Tell us about the process of finding models.
So actually in the beginning I interviewed each and every model myself, and it was very important for me that they have values, that they want to have a positive impact, that they're highly educated, that they're classy, that they know how to dress, how to speak, how to behave with different kinds of people.
Yes. And I know that you're very passionate about representing ethical companies and organic companies, and talk a little bit about that.
It's true. Like, I want my models to be mindful, and I want to be able to actually choose my clients and work with good companies who have a positive impact on our environment, on people, and treat their workers ethically. So I already work with a lot of ethical, organic, cosmetic, fashion brands, fair trade companies, and I want to expand this to actually have a positive impact and help people while doing business.
Yes, and you've already gotten the attention of the media. We're going to put an article on the screen. Tell us a little bit about this article.
They told my story, and they were very excited about it, because especially like women entrepreneurs, they really identify with the concept of being taken seriously.
Yes.
You can be beautiful and not stupid at the same time. You can be beautiful and intelligent, and you can be valuable, and that's all about it. That's all what I try to incorporate.
Do you see, is this a direction that the industry is going in? I mean, you seem to be blazing a trail. Are others taking notice of what you're doing?
I definitely see it, and I definitely see that especially the models are very happy to work with this kind of agency, because a lot of times they're just treated as a puppet or as like a mannequin who just fulfills the role of trying on the clothes. And with my agency, I really protect the models. I really care for them. If there's a client who doesn't respect them, I'm there immediately. They can call me at any time, and that's why they really love working with the agency, and I love the feedback I'm getting. So I'm definitely thinking that it might expand the message.
I know it will, and I think you're really on the cutting edge of where this industry is going, especially with the Me Too movement, and you know, this is a company that I think others are going to take notice.
Yeah, and you can be attracted and feminine, right?
Yes.
And you can be successful and intelligent at the same time. Right?
I love it. We're going to end with your website. AliceModels.com is the website. Get a hold of Alice Laura. She's amazing, and please get a hold of her. AliceLauraModels.com is the website. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.